we need a shift in mindset in our country as far as the administration is concerned. We need to just come back from Ethiopia, and we realize that Ethiopia has beaten us as far as agriculture is concerned, because we were there with our Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries Committee. There is a policy in Ethiopia that the administration has put in place that that restricts land fragmentation. And what is the consequence of this? The consequence is that we have enough land for production, and citizens are constricted into planned housing development. And once you put citizens to live at a certain place, we have enough land for people to produce. And shockingly, Mr. Speaker, in Ethiopia, agriculture is making up over 50% of the country's GDP. Now you tell me, how much would Kenya make, given that we are gifted in everything? We have minerals, we have the manpower, we have brains. Our youth have brains. They are able to spur development in this country and take us to the next level. Mr. Speaker, I also believe that the government has done quite a lot as far as trying to reduce the level of unemployment in this country. But who is talking about it? Who is marketing what the government has done? How many people are talking about the programs that are put in place? Who is this bridging the gap between the government and the youth? Because there is clearly a huge gap. When you hear the president talking about the things he has done to secure the future of this country, to secure the youth, and you ask yourself, so who is telling the youth what is being done? Because they are totally oblivious. There is need, in my view, there is need to create an independent ministry for the youth affairs. Because, Mr. Speaker, the youth make up the largest demographic in this country. We make up the largest voting bloc in this country. We make up over 75% population of Kenya. That means we cannot afford to have the youth ministry, the youth affairs being put under, and I don't know, the under culture and sports. Those are very diverse things. I don't even see the correlation between the three. If we have an independent youth ministry, we are able to have a budget for the youth, we are able to streamline all government operations through the ministry so that we are able to take care of the business of the youth, because it's a very huge business, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank my party leader, Raila Odinga, because he had a dream, Mr. Speaker. Baba had a dream in the last campaigns, and he wanted the Ministry of Youth to be an independent ministry. Because, Mr. Speaker, the youth occupied a very central part of his heart, and he understood that the country is going nowhere if we are not talking about the youth. The country is doing nothing if we are not prioritizing the largest demographic of our country. I have worked in several ministries, state ministries, before I became a senator, Mr. Speaker. And I remember at one point in a state department, I was working under the Department of Finance, and one of the ladies could barely even see the computer, Mr. Speaker. She was struggling to peep what was in the computer. Because the boss, the top dog in that state department, was from her tribe. And I was the only young person in that state department, in the Department of Finance. And I was given a lot of workload. Being punished for being young, being punished for being new, and even maybe for being a minority. Yet, such opportunities should go to very many young Kenyans, very many youth. Who are your children, for your information? Mr. Speaker, if the administration is able to shift its mind and start thinking of producing rather than consuming, we will start thinking about the manufacturing sector. We will start thinking about factories. We will start thinking about farms. Kenyan youth are very talented and gifted. You can see what they are creating with AI. Is this AI controlled within the Republic of Kenya? If we advance technology, there is so much potential for our young people in technology. Kenya is, I think, ranking as the second largest consumer of internet continent-wide, after South Africa. Not even Nigeria has beaten Kenya. Why? Despite having the largest population, thank you. Despite having the largest population, over 250 million, compared to the 50 million of Kenya, Kenya ranks as the second consumer of internet continent-wide. Because in Nigeria, internet is expensive. So how are we utilizing the affordable internet in Kenya to benefit our youth, to benefit the largest demographic in our country? It's the same thing I always say when campaigning. You cannot think of taking care of a nation without taking care of the largest population of that nation. And when you secure the youth, you give them opportunities in agriculture, in technology, in manufacturing. We will be killing so many birds with one stone. One, we will be securing the future of Kenya as far as food is concerned. We will no longer be borrowing. Isn't it shameful for a nation to borrow food from outside when our youth are sitting idle? When we have land sitting idle? We should be thinking of projects in water, providing water to nomads in the north so that we can farm with our lands. How many investors are coming to set up factories in Kenya? What are we doing with our policies to ensure that our country is an attractive destination for manufacturing? What are we as state officers doing to ensure that when an investor comes, you don't first of all ask them for corruption, for bribery? When Aliko Dangote was trying to set up a plant in Kenya for cement manufacturing, what happened? Mr. Speaker, he ran away because of corruption. How many opportunities would the Dangote cement factory would have brought to the young people in Kenya? How much frustration is being put on our local investors who have been here for so long? Mr. Speaker, there is a need to start thinking of our youth as our children, as people deserving of a decent life, a decent wage bill, decent employment. There is need for NYS to be made mandatory, and these young people paid something while they are in school. If you look at all the nations that have developed since the time immemorial, their story of success and growth has been rooted in investing in the future of the youth. Look at the West African countries that have just gone through a coup. These leaders have taken initiative to invest in agriculture, in manufacturing. I have seen Burkina Faso relaunching its airline for the first time, Mr. Speaker. While Kenya, we are sitting here being a nation that has developed years ago, but we are still being defeated by small nation. How much are we producing to be able to borrow for loans, to be able to borrow? Personally, I'm very embarrassed to borrow something when I know I can actually get my hands in the mud and get it. I have sold pancakes and mandazis because I couldn't get a job in this government, because I did not know anybody. When I speak for the youth, it's because I have lived and walked this journey. And this was like 6 years ago. It was not long, Mr. Speaker. In this country, we must shun nepotism. We must shun tribalism. My fellow senators, be ready to employ somebody whom you are not related to. State officers and government agencies should be able to employ somebody even if they do not know them, as long as they are qualified. The requirements to be employed should be reduced, Mr. Speaker. You cannot continually impoverish families by not giving the young people whose parents and families have impoverished themselves to school them, and still they have to wait for close to 10 years to get a decent job. And then the same government wants to take care of the same parents that it has impoverished. This is a repetitive circle of poverty, which we have the power as a nation to change. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, this motion has surpassed its time allocated. So, Senator Charagai, the move has 15 minutes. If you are magnanimous enough, you can share with Senator Catherine Muma. You have 15 minutes with the Senator Catherine Muma and Senator Mandago Jackson. The choice is yours.
Mr. Speaker, you know I'm always very generous. I'll allow 3-4 minutes to Senator Muma and 3 to 4 minutes to Senator Mandago.
Very well, Senator Catherine Muma.
Thank you so much, Speaker, and thank you, Senator Gerard Gay, for the opportunity to contribute to this. First, to thank you for bringing this motion, and this motion is pregnant with issues beyond what you have raised. And for every speaker who has spoken here, I hope you will be able to pick something and you will move beyond this motion and bring something more substantive, akin to a policy, possibly a legislative framework that can assist us. Honorable Speaker, the government, the internship program as guided by the Ministry or the Commission on Public Service is a drop in the ocean of what is required. If you look at the numbers that have participated in this program since 2019, you are talking about possibly less than 2% of what is required. Now, internship is not always, I don't think it's already 3 minutes, surely. Surely, what are you trying? Now, internship is not necessarily after qualification. You will notice that in most universities, nearly all, internship is a pre-qualification requirement. What you do not know, or what many of us do not appreciate, that we have many students in this country who have never qualified, got their degrees, because they never got an opportunity to intern. Many, many of them. So even as we are looking at these issues, and I'm cognizant of the time, so I will hurry, I would want us to be able to come up with a law that will give fair opportunity and equal access to every graduate or learning student to be able to intern, not because they know somebody, but because it is their right to go through that if they must qualify. Honorable Speaker, for this to happen, we need a deliberate cooperation between industry, private sector, and the universities and the tertiary institutions. But even as we do so, there is a second issue in terms of abuse of internships. Honorable Speaker, we have workplaces that actually abuse internship. They employ fewer than what is required on their workforce so that they can pay less to interns and use the interns' time. We have doctors who continue to be paid internship salaries. We even have some other professionals continuing told you can stay on condition you stay with your salary as an intern. In my view, those are abuse of labor practices. So if we do this law, we must also be able to protect interns who are vulnerable from workplaces that want to abuse their resource to enrich themselves. Honorable Speaker, as I said, there is an even bigger problem. If we use last year's graduated students, 2024, about 1 million left O levels. And only 300,000 were uptaken in the tertiary institutions and universities. We have a whooping 600 and something thousand who have not been taken in any tertiary institution, and we have idle VTCs by governors. And Senator Hezena, you will be sad to know when we met with Samburu, Samburu has only one VTC that was built in
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Senator Cherargei, for allowing us to use your time to contribute to this motion. Honorable Speaker, first let me say that internship is a very good program. However, the current numbers that are being taken by Public Service Commission is way below what we would expect PSC to do in order to help the many young people we have in the country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, currently PSC takes 9,000 interns. That translates to about only 6 in every ward in this country, Honorable Speaker, but the distribution has not been fair and equitable, Honorable Speaker. My proposal to Senator Cherargei, even as he considers this, Honorable Speaker, number 1, is to make sure that all internship positions are distributed per ward level to ensure there is reach to every part of this nation, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, number 2, interns should not only be placed in public institutions, they should also be placed in the private sector, but paid by government. Honorable Speaker, this is to ensure that we don't take interns just for the sake, to make them idle. In some organizations, you find they're being treated as T-boys, messengers, T-girls, and so forth, instead of the interns actually participating in the areas they trained in, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there is need in this country, and we must have a candid conversation as a nation, and Parliament, Honorable Speaker, Senate must lead this conversation, that we have to increase the number of interns from 9,000 to around 300,000 for it to make sense in this country. Honorable Speaker, that will call for a budget provision. It will call for a cut in some of our expenditure in the budget, Honorable Speaker, even if it calls for cutting on infrastructural development, Honorable Speaker, to make sure that these young people are given opportunity to acquire skills further and be engaged meaningfully, Honorable Speaker, even as they mature. This period will also allow them a period to mature, Honorable Speaker, and be able to make progress in life and be able to make some quality decision, even as they live under supervision in government. Honorable Speaker, my proposal is to have interns taken for 3 years. After 3 years, Honorable Speaker, they should be given a 3-year contract. What does that mean, Honorable Speaker? It means the unions in this country must also wake up to the reality that there are very minimal employment opportunities currently existing. It will be therefore profitable for this country to make sure that we are able to take these interns to the next level by giving them contracts. They must be ready. We must change the employment model we have in the country. We are not going to stick to permanent and pensionable when it is not a reality, Honorable Speaker. What is the point of sticking to permanent and pensionable when in a year, public service will only recruit 5,000 people? We should now move to contract. Honorable Speaker, as a measure on that, so that we are able to achieve, we should freeze employment in public service and state departments and parastatals and provide the subsequent accruing funds for internship, Honorable Speaker, and make it possible for these people to get. Honorable Speaker, we must also realize that the current public service of Kenya does not reflect the face of Kenya. This internship is an opportunity to make sure we set aside 150,000 together for the marginalized and bring them up in a speed manner to make sure we have sufficient workforce from all the communities in the country. Honorable Speaker, there will be no other opportunity. This internship will provide that opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I want to ask Senator Cherargei to also consider, in this internship program, Honorable Speaker, let me say that the question people will ask is, where will the money come from? I have proposed, Senator Cherargei, we must consider a cut in the money we are spending on roads. There is no need to do a tarmac for everybody to go to. Honorable Speaker, so that we can have these interns. Honorable Speaker, there is some money lying somewhere. And some banks have been enjoying this money quietly for a while. This is money accruing from unclaimed assets, Honorable Speaker. As we speak today, that money is close to 30 billion. Some banks somewhere are just enjoying interest rates. That is a free customer who has given you 30 billion. We can utilize that 30 billion on internship program. Government can always budget 2-3 billion to pay the assets that people claim. But these that has accrued over time, Honorable Speaker, we ask the President of the Republic of Kenya for changing from subsidizing consumption to subsidizing production. That is how interns are going to be supported, and that is how this country is going to move forward. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Cherargei.
Very Senator Chelagay now reply.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For this opportunity, I want to thank you and many colleagues which I'll mention, but let me make the following observation. One is, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank colleagues who have taken time. The issue of youth unemployment is a ticking time bomb. Mr. Speaker, I've noticed that most Kenyans or most people don't understand that young people are segregated into 2 or 3 groups. One, there are young people who are graduates and looking for jobs. Mr. Speaker, there are young people who are in border sector or informal sector who are doing businesses and agriculture. Mr. Speaker, there is the final group of youth who are still school-going youth who want bursary, who want support. Mr. Speaker, the same energy we used to organize empowerment programs for the young people in border sector and other sectors to start up their business is we must use the same energy to give opportunities to many young people who are graduates, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, I agree that the role of Public Service Commission should be extended to county governments and private sector. This collaboration, and I want to appeal to government, that any private sector, Mr. Speaker, who wills and ready to take in turns from young Kenyans in this republic, Mr. Speaker, will be able to give them tax incentive or tax exemptions so that they can pay young people in internship, Mr. Speaker. I believe 15,000 or 25,000 to the PSC interns is not sufficient. We must live within the economic realities and ensure the young people earn from 50,000 and above, Mr. Speaker. I agree they must be provided with transport subsidy. We must also consider providing digital tools to the interns, Mr. Speaker. We must also consider them in giving them health insurance, especially enrolling them, Mr. Speaker, to the SHA program, Social Health Authority program, Mr. Speaker. We must also ensure there are mechanisms or incentives or protecting patterns to innovations that are done by interns, Mr. Speaker. And I want to distinguish, Mr. Speaker, because when these interns are working, there is sometimes 2 innovations that must be protected by the intellectual property law of this republic, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm aware there is also consideration of leave and off days, Mr. Speaker, and even maternity leave or paternity leave, because the fact that they're interns does not deny them their labor rights as per Article 41 of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. I have noted that government has really tried, even with the introduction of Kazi Maju, Mr. Speaker, the introduction of Nyota program, the introduction of Asala Fund, Mr. Speaker, to try and provide opportunities to the many young people. But this one does not capture graduates. Mr. Speaker, we are targeting graduates so that they can have opportunity. Be it the graduate of certificates, be it the graduate of diploma, be it the graduates of degree, Mr. Speaker, we must be allowed. Mr. Speaker, number 4, we must audit how many young people have employed under PSC. Mr. Speaker, it is sad that the distribution of internship slots is not uniform in the country. We must be pushed for equality and equity and ensure every ward in the Republic of Kenya must be given a slot in the PSC interns and county governments interns and the private sector, Mr. Speaker. It is sad, Mr. Speaker, and I want to inform the House that out of 250,000 graduates, the PSC only takes interns 9,000, Mr. Speaker. That's less than 10% of 250,000 graduates that we are having, Mr. Speaker. I agree even the NYS youth, Mr. Speaker, you see them, they assisted us, and I want to thank the National Youth Service. You saw whenever we have problems, we have big functions, like even when we were receiving Baba Raila Odinga remains here in Parliament, in Kasarani, in Nyayo, in Bondo, Mr. Speaker, in Kondele, and Jomo Kenyatta Stadium in Kisumu. Most of the workforce support, Mr. Speaker, were from the NYS youth. So I want to call upon the Ministry of Interior to ensure that anybody who has gone to NYS, they must and should be transited to the police, paramilitary training, Mr. Speaker, and even to KDF, Kenya Defense Forces, so that we don't lose these young people who have been trained, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, number 5, and finally, is to acknowledge, I know you have received these SMSs because I am your friend. Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to the JSS interns, junior secondary schools interns, the moguls, Mr. Speaker, that we have had you. You don't need to span our phones with SMSs, Mr. Speaker. The 20,000 JSS interns will be confirmed by January 2026 as per the presidential directive, Mr. Speaker. I am aware, Mr. Speaker, that they are paid merely 17,000 per month, Mr. Speaker. I received an SMS from a junior secondary school intern, a Mugul, Mr. Speaker, in this Nairobi, that is a teacher. That 17,000 cannot sustain the family or even buying uniform or even clothes, Mr. Speaker. Until he was telling me, Mr. Speaker, maybe you can add me 30 seconds to conclude.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, and that JSS intern, and I know they are in Meru, they are all over the country, was telling me they cannot even buy clothes until when they go to classroom, children chide them and they tell them, mwalimu amerudia nguo ya jana, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the sad reality. That is the self-esteem, Mr. Speaker. Some of them are losing spouses to our babas, Mr. Speaker, and sponsors in this city because of the money. 17,000 cannot sustain, Mr. Speaker, their livelihood. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the following senators, and I know Parliament does not exist in vain. Parliament should and must ensure. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Senator Okenyuri, Senator Eddie Okey, Senator Karen Nyamu, Senator Mutinda, Senator Otsosi, Senator Amida, Senator Metu, Senator Jeriot, Majority Leader, Senator Sifuna, Senator Wambua, Senator Abbas, Senator Manso, Senator Wakwabubi, Senator Korir, Senator Muma, Senator Mandago, Senator Lemaletia, Nesena, Senator Ledama, Senator Wakoli, Senator Karanja Tabita, Senator Kataya, for the invaluable support, Mr. Speaker, so that we can move into the future. So I want to assure the instance, the Parliament will stand with you and will ensure they are confirmed to permanent and pensionable. Mr. Speaker, understanding order 66.3, I request that the putting of question be deferred to a later date at the convenience of the House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Your request is given to you. So,
next order.
Order number 17, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Karungo Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County.
Just a few seconds. Can the senator sit down, please? Take your seats. Senator Thangwa is not here, so that is deferred. Next order.
Order number 18, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment.
Just, that was Senator Faki. That not, you said Senator Faki. It is deferred.
Order number 18, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical injustices and illegal alienation of LR number 7153 to 7153R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County.
I don't see the chairman for environment. That is deferred. Next order.
Order number 19, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. James Mwaura Njoroge and other Nyandarua internally displaced persons concerning delayed compensation and occupation of parcels of land.
Deferred. I don't see the chair for environment. Next order.
Order number 20, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Wananchi Self-Help Group regarding land ownership dispute of the Mwananchi Settlement Scheme in Mwatate constituency in Taita Taveta County.
Deferred. The chair environment is not here. Next order.
Order number 21, motion, progress report of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration on an inquiry into the diversity and inclusivity in the staff composition of state agencies in Kenya.
It is the, I don't see the chair cohesion. That is deferred. Next order.
Order number 22, motion, report of the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration on implementation of the Senate resolution on the current state of the nation made on Wednesday, 24th July, 2024.
That's deferred. The chair cohesion is not here. Next order.
Order number 23, the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bills number 45 of 2024, second reading.
The mover is not here. Majority is not here. That is deferred. Next order.
Order number 24, the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 46 of 2023, second reading.
Senator Maruma is not here. It is deferred.
Order number 20.
Sorry, next order.
Order number 25, the Wildlife Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 49 of 2023, second reading.
Senator Seki is not here. It is deferred. Next order.
Order number 26, the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024, second reading.
It is deferred. DS is not here. Honorable Senators, there being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 5th November 2025 at 9:30 a.m.